Hi, everyone. My mom and I are so grateful for all the support everyone's given us, and thank you for being here today. So, I would have liked to have stood in front of you today, but I don't think that was going to be possible uh, based on just what I've been feeling for the last week. So, this is the best way for me, I believe, to give you kind of a picture of what I've been feeling the last week, I guess. I guess you can call it a tribute to my dad, who I love deeply. So here are some stories and moments that I hope will lighten up today, and these moments will live with me forever. This is my favorite picture. I've been going through quite a few over the last few days, but this one is my most favorite just because of how happy we look. And also because of Cullen's style. Just have a quick gander at those pants. Red stripes and white. Beautiful. My dad would always have these funny little sayings or just little quips with the banter back and forth between a father and a son. And sometimes I'd be like, "Dad, I'm thirsty." And my dad would say, "Thirsty? I'm Cullen." I was going through all my old hockey photos, and I hadn't really put much thought to it, but my dad coached me 2 years, once in novice, this team, and once in midget. I remember every year growing up, I was always hounding him to be my coach, but he couldn't with the shift work. But when he did coach, I had so much fun, and he was a great coach. After going through all of these pictures in the last days, I didn't find very many police photos. But the one I did find was this one. And this is probably the best one of his whole career. I keep looking at this photo and I'm like, look at these cast of characters. And my dad was pretty young, probably 35. And he loved being a cop. And he loved being in the hold-up squad. And he loved having a mustache. This picture was taken at my dad's 40th birthday party. And that night, I truly understood how hard the Newmarket crowd could party. And by the way, I'm holding a penis harmonica. It was on the local tennis courts of Newmarket that I really began to understand growing up how competitive my dad was. As I was getting to the age of 12 and 13, I started becoming stronger and stronger, and I actually started beating my dad. And he never took that well. And I believe he may have broken 2 to 3 rackets in our time on the courts. That is a lobster. My dad introduced me to lobster, and I immediately loved it. I also love just playing with the lobsters, the big excitement of getting a lobster and the big boil and having the lobster races on the kitchen floor. It was so much fun. And it wasn't until later in life that Dad discovered crab. And he loved crab even more than lobster.
Crab feast number 1, March 12th, 6:30 p.m.
How many crabs have you had?
Still eating.
Come on, not first.
Where's my plate? Felice's plate?
Even my placemat's rolled up.
Just a minute, and here's my plate. I had
And
mine.
Mary Pat's, I'll take your,
mine.
let me take your thing too.
And then Cullen's plate.
We should all go to bed.
Cullen's plate.
table is now empty. Get up, put your face on you.
So the next crab dinner, I'll start early. I'll start at 4, and the rest of you can sit down at 6.
This is a picture of my dad and a friend in BC named Jen Young. And this picture was taken at Shay's 1-month-old Moonyut, which is a Chinese tradition for when your child is 1 month old, you have a big party. So that night we had family and friends at a big dinner, and Jen, my parents were there, of course, and Jen, out of the blue, asked my dad if he was my biological father. And she was really embarrassed after she found out that, of course, he was my biological father. And what a silly question that was. But later we asked her why she asked that question. And her answer was that she looked at my parents and they seemed so happy, and my dad seemed so happy, and she thought that this was Cullen's second marriage, and that's why he had I guess the relationship looked like they had a spark.
Maybe climbing on rainbows, but baby, here goes. Dreams, they're for those who sleep. Life is for us to keep. And if you're wondering what this all is leading to, make it with you. I really think that we could make it, girl. No, you don't know me well, and every little thing only time will tell. If you believe the things that I do, see it through. Life can be short or long. Love can be right or wrong. And if I chose the one I'd like to help me through, I'd like to make it with you. I really think that we could make it, girl.
I love you, Grandpa.
Do you miss Grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you love most about Grandpa?
I love his funny. I love when he's funny.
You love when he's funny? Yeah, he was funny, wasn't he?
Did he call you Tractor Man?
Yeah.
This little guy arrived on the scene a little more than 3 years ago. And Grandpa immediately had this new sparkle in his eye.
Hey, yo! Yeah, what do you see? What do you see? Hi, yo! Yo! Turn this way, Shay.
Is that fun, Jay?
Yeah, I'll help. There we go. Yeah. Oh, good job. think that's enough for that load. That's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
Let's drive down towards the car and then we'll come back over here, eh?
Dad, we miss you terribly. And we'll try not to make the rest of this little party too serious. Just the way you wanted it. And I will see you somewhere else.